Welcome to the Arsenal Show. We are live, and it's the post-match reaction of Arsenal's 1-0 FA Cup defeat to Manchester City. They put in a top effort. There was a few changes to the team. Manchester City had a very strong squad out, which was a little bit more surprising than I thought. I thought they might have started with a couple of more second-string players, but no, they went with a very, very strong team. Nathan Ackley was excellent all game, and he got the winner as well. I'm joined by Steve K. How you doing, Steve?
Yeah, how you doing, mate? Not too bad. Not too bad to be quite honest. Yeah, don't feel obviously wanted to win. Don't feel that too disheartened. To be quite truthful, I thought we played well. I thought the better team lost the game. I've got no qualms about saying that. I thought we was better in the first half, and to be honest with you, I thought we probably was nicked it in the second half as well. Maybe the same, But I think overall we was a better team, and considering we made as many chances and as many. And as like Roy Keane never sort of give us half a chance. It felt like they was going to beat us 5-0 at the start of the game. The way he was talking, I thought we did well. Although there were performances that I feel wasn't good enough. But I thought we did well. I think Mikel Arteta would be pleased with the way we played. And as I said, the better team lost the game for me, and we seem to get used to saying that phrase when we go up to Manchester. But we'll see them when they come down to the Emirates.
All right, let's get on to the player ratings. What have we got in here? What I've seen tonight, Manchester City, I think the starting 11 actually beat them more comfortably than what we did at Manchester United. United are more of a threat than Manchester City.
I agree with that a little bit. I wasn't impressed with them at all. If that's their fault to tell you, I wasn't impressed.
I thought
they cancelled each other out. I think.
I thought that Haaland was dealt with well.
Yeah.
I know that Holding got a yellow card and he had to come off, but I mean, he took it in a different direction to Saliba, and Saliba in the second half was played a different way to Holding. He didn't score a goal. Alaves was the one who came closest when he hit the post before Aki scored the winner. But other than that, De Bruyne had a shot which went wide, looked like it was very close. It was a nice shot, curled it round to Granit Xhaka. Turner didn't have too much. I think Turner made a couple of saves. I thought he played really well today, Turner. But let's get to the player ratings. First of all, Matty Turner in goal.
Yeah, he was a bit nervous for me at the beginning. I didn't think his distribution was that good. I did think he panicked at times, but I did think he got better as it went on. He got a little bit more assured, was quicker with his distribution, could have held on to the ball a bit more than what he did. I don't like to see this punching out all the time. Whether we would have caught that, I don't know. A goalkeeper, he knows that. I don't know that. But not disastrous. Never let us down, I would say. And so I give him a 6.
All right. 6 for Turner. I thought he played better than that. I thought I would give him a 7. I thought that the punches, I thought he dealt with them well. I thought they went out far enough. I don't think he. I mean, you can catch him, but I mean, it's a risk catching it there. Yeah, what's he saying here? He said, Steve, literally, they've got no supply whatsoever. It was literally boot the ball up to Erling Haaland and hope that he scores. It was like watching us, what we did with Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Kieran Tierney.
Oh dear. I thought he was. I didn't think he had a good game at all. I thought we looked very, very nervous on the ball. I didn't think he offered much. I think I remember him crossing the ball once, getting down the line, which was, put it bluntly, an awful cross. And I thought he got caused problems at times. It wasn't so much his defending, because they didn't really push him defensively, so it wasn't that so much. But his ball control, his passing tonight was off, and I don't want to be too harsh on Kieran Tierney, because, as you know, I've really bigged him up in recent weeks, but I just didn't feel he offered anything tonight. I've got to give him, because of the marks I'm going to give other people. I've got to give him a 5, because I didn't think he did much.
5 for Tierney. Tomiyasu.
Yeah, Tomiyasu was better. He was better than Tierney. I thought he had a decent first half. I thought the second half, I'd like to see the goal again, because there was a couple of people who I feel could have done better, and I think Tomiyasu could have been one of them. But I think he played well in the first half. I think he was okay. I think he offered that his passing was okay. He's getting down the line, coming forward. He was a lot more assured when he had the ball at his feet. So yeah, I give him a 6.
Rob Holding.
Yeah, going by the way you were speaking, Kears, I think we're going to disagree a little bit. I thought he just looked so nervous. He was scaring me at the beginning, and like you said, he gave away the free kick. Give away a couple of silly fouls, and they didn't get a foul in that first half when he pulled Haaland out. I had no idea.
He did. He got a yellow card for that, didn't he?
No, that was something else. It was there was one early on where they slowed it down, and he had grabbed his shoulder, and Haaland went down, and he went, Haaland, and they booked, and it was a. But the thing is, Haaland had hold of him first. Haaland had hold of him, and then he grabbed hold of him, and then just at the end, Haaland just pulled him, and they both let go of each other, but Holding went to ground, and the referee pulled it up and gave it to Holding. Yeah, I must admit, I missed
half a dozen of one, six of the other.
I missed the first part. I was just remembering the second part of it, where he pulled the back of his shirt and then grabbed hold of his shoulder of his shirt, and I was like, how have we got away with that? But I was pleased we did. But at the same time, I thought exactly the same thing as what you've just said. You thought Haaland didn't get a sniff. So
he does need to be careful, because he got sent off last time.
I was very close. Sort of like this.
Yeah.
I was thinking, you look nervous. You look a little bit on the ball. He gives his pass, and that back times was a bit dodgy. But
and that's why I thought with Turner, I thought that Holding didn't help Turner with his pass backs.
Yeah.
Because he was having to put them onto his other foot every time.
Yeah.
Which then gave the opportunity for the City players to come and close him down, which then made him panic. Yeah. No, Holding wasn't great, but I was just saying he didn't give away a goal to Haaland.
Yeah. And again, because of the way I'm going to mark other people, I can't really give him more than a 5. So, because I just thought I always start people off as a 5, and then I think, although he kept Haaland pretty quiet, at the same time, the nervousness and the mistakes, sort of cancelled that out a little bit. Similar to a Ben White performance it was against Rashford, very similar. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 5.
Gabriel.
Is he the best left-sided centre back in the Premier League? This guy, or what? This guy's in. I thought he was imperious tonight. I really, he's one of these players. I'm watching. I watch every Arsenal player, but this guy tonight, I always watch really closely, And again tonight, I made a point of just watching what he does. Does he win the ball? Does he pass the ball? What's his control like? He never misses anything. Everything is just absolutely spot on all the time, every single time. I thought he was close to our best player. Again, you have to watch him. People have to watch, what he does with the ball, his movement, and the way he brings the ball out. A lot of people would notice the things he does, and they're probably going to think my mic's mad, but I really don't care. And I'm going to give him an 8 because I thought he was imperious, mate. I really did.
Gabriel.
What do you think tonight? Did you think he was good?
Yeah, I thought Gabriel played well. He dealt with anything that he had that came his way. He dealt with it.
Exactly that.
Solid performance. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. Hey. The ESPN team of the season so far, 2 centre backs. Gabriel Saliba. Gabriel Saliba. Yeah, there we go. The hybrid. Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba are the 2 centre backs in the ESPN team of the season so far.
Yeah. Well, if the guy from ESPN watches Arsenal every week as close as I do, then I might listen to him. If he don't, then it don't mean anything to me.
I don't think you heard what I said. He's put Gabriel in the team. Gabriel Magalhaes. Right. Yeah. He picked Gabriel and Saliba as the 2 centre backs of the season so far, which is not what anyone else is doing. I've not seen anyone pick up Gabriel so far this season. Pundits.
Right. Is that what ESPN said?
Well, it's always Saliba, and I'm saying it's finally I've seen someone a pundits give.
Exactly
Gabriel
right. Then I'd have to apologise to the guy who did it. But we've said for weeks and weeks now, we've said Gabriel's been the better defender. But if you haven't got the eye, then you're going to say Saliba's been the best defender. But Saliba's been great, but he hasn't been better than Gabriel. He hasn't.
Yeah, Steve, you can't give these guys a second. As soon as you said it, Garth was like, "Exactly, Steve. What does ESPN know?" Just as you said, ESPN don't know nothing.
If you was in the transfer world, Garth, you'd know ESPN know absolutely nothing, mate. So you got to have a. That's probably where I'm taking it from.
Thomas Partey.
Yeah, I was surprised he took him off. Was it you? I was a bit. In what sense?
I'm surprised he started him. If I'm honest, I'm surprised he started him. So taking him off, I weren't surprised. If I'm honest, I weren't.
I thought he was injured. Do you know what I mean? I thought I would start. First thing I thought was when he took him off. I mean, look, we know he took Holding off. Yeah, at half time. We know he took Ben White off at half time against Man United, but there was a reason for that. We know why these 2 players are taken off. I was like, why has Partey been taken off?
Yeah, I don't think it's what for me.
Because he was having a good game for me.
It's just for me. I think he was probably just thinking this is not worth the risk. What Partey's he's been involved, but nothing magnificent. Nothing. It was more of a stopper job that he was doing today, breaking down play. There's one excellent bit of play where he came rushing out of the box, stopped a shot on the edge of the area. Very good challenge, and just what he does best this season is just get his toe in and just stop their play and then run on and try and get it.
I think they brought it up, didn't they? I think they brought it up on the commentary, and they just said this guy does exactly what you just said there, but he's just so good at doing it. He does it every single week. The way he wins that ball, passes it off. He just looks majestic in that midfield, and he's so quick. For me, he's the best defensive midfield player in the league. Without any shadow of doubt. I thought he did well the first half.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he really did well, but he only played one half, so I'm only going to give him a 6. But if he would have stayed on, he was on his way to a 7.
Xhaka.
Yeah, Xhaka did what Xhaka played well again. Great cross in the second half. He was a little bit rash with a little bit few tackles tonight. I thought, as far as the first half went, I thought Partey was better. I thought Xhaka came into it a little bit more in the second half. Yeah, it was a decent game by Xhaka. I think overall both midfields sort of cancelled each other out, so it was difficult for anybody to really do anything. But I give Xhaka a 6.
Fabio Vieira.
Nah, sorry, mate. He just was off. He just was again. He wasn't involved. Couldn't get involved in the game. Just wasn't showing for the ball enough for me. Yeah, I didn't think he had a good game. He had a shot in the second half, which I felt he could have done better with. He could have brought it down. Yeah, I can't remember any sort of chances he made or much he did, to be honest with you. I'm afraid. He'll come again. But again, if I'm giving Xhaka a 6, he's got to be a 5.
Saka.
He just wasn't involved in the match, was he? Did you think?
I think it was excellent from Ake. He got man of the match for a reason because he totally nullified Saka's play.
You didn't know he was on the pitch, did you, Saka? He never got going. He got never going. It's not like how we know Saka to get into the play. Very similar to Vieira. They never wasn't be able to get involved with the ball. It was well late into the game where they pushed the ball out to Saka. The second half, I felt he was a little bit better. He was slightly better than Vieira. Not much. It's difficult. A 6, high 5. Because when he did get the ball, he was running at them. He's always looking dangerous. And I think when City got their goal, he started to come into his own a little bit. So yeah, I'll give him a 6, but it was just a 6.
Trossard.
I thought the first half he was the best player on the pitch, without any shadow of a doubt. When you think some of the wingers that have been bought by certain clubs this season, and you think what we've just managed to get for 27 million as a package, absolutely outstanding. He was very, very unlucky to be taken off for me. Soon as he was like Martinelli's twin come on. It was on the pitch at the beginning. I wanted to see. I wasn't too sure about Trossard regards to his way of play. When he was at Brighton, I knew he was a good player, but I was interested. But it was like watching Martinelli, and there wasn't a drop. He was running at them, taking on players. Very unlucky. Keeper had to do a great save from him in the first half, where he was ducking and diving. I thought he was one of probably our best player with Gabriel in the first half, and I think he was very unlucky to be taken off. Because if City did really get into the game, it was that first 15 minutes for 20 minutes when they scored. So Trossard wasn't really. I think if maybe he stayed on, he could have done even better. So yeah, great debut, fantastic signing for Arsenal. I'm going to give him a 7. What did you think of him tonight, Kiz? New signing, debut.
Yeah, I thought Trossard was really good. I thought it was a good save from his shot. Lively. I personally think he needed to come off. I felt like he'd put a lot in the first the first half and the first 60. I think it was, it come off around there. And he just didn't have as much tenacity as he did at first. So I think he's going to take time to get used to the fitness levels that Arsenal have, the intensity that they play at. Because Brighton don't play like Arsenal. And if you're coming into a team that in the first 20, 25 minutes they come out the blocks, it took this team 2.5 seasons to get to that level, or 2 seasons to get to that level. So I'm not expecting Trossard to hit the ground running, but he's adapted to playing in this team like he's been here for a while now, and he's looking really well. He's looking good. I'm massively impressed with Trossard. Okay, who do we have next? Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, again, look, he didn't get his goal tonight, but I think he drove the Man City defenders mad. His movements, was fantastic. His hold up play again was fantastic. I felt sorry for him because he never got the service that he should have done. Really tonight, it was a little bit off than what we usually see from Arsenal every single week. I thought he was a lovely bit of running across the defender when I think it was Trossard. Was it Trossard who got down the line and he got the ball across and he just flicked it
just
outside and it just went wide.
Yeah.
And then there was that excellent ball in the second half from Xhaka who crossed that thing and Eddie was in there and it was a great tackle from Ruben Diaz. And if he hadn't have got that touch, that was Eddie putting that in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was Laporte, weren't it? Just got a toe on it, didn't he?
Sorry, Laporte. Yeah, Laporte did it. I thought he was excellent tonight. Yet again, no problem with Eddie tonight. 7.
7 from Eddie. If you are watching on Twitter, we've just stuck it on. Come over to KS1 TV. The link is in the comment section. Come and join us in the chat. Have your say. William Saliba coming at half time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he's we don't want to put Holding down, but obviously, when he come on, he stepped up a level. Funny enough, because of the they scored, but in that time, but I don't blame Saliba for that goal. I thought it was just Aki did well to swerve it round him. I think there was other players who you could really look at for the reason why that goal was scored. So yeah, he did well. He was very, very good at the back. So yeah, but as I say, 45 minutes. I give him a 6, but he did well, as Saliba always does.
6. Samuel Lukonga.
Yeah, he's not for me, Kears. He ain't. As soon as he come on, give the ball away. After that, he was slightly better. Played a couple of half-decent passes. Nothing, that you could write home about. And I thought he could have got across to Aki for the goal. I thought he was slow. If you look at it back, he was just standing there marking shadows. And
that was Saka.
Was it Saka?
Yeah. Because I think you said Tomiyasu could have got to it earlier on, but Tomiyasu. Saka drew. Sorry, Saka got drawn in. Yeah, Saka got drawn in with who crossed who got at the ball before.
You had Tomiyasu. You had Saliba there. You had
Saka behind him.
Tomiyasu there. You sure that was Saka?
So Saka went with the defender.
No, that's not what I was. No. I was looking at something. I was saying different. There was I wasn't looking at Saka, but so he may should have done a little bit more as well. But Samuel Lukonga for me was like just standing there and marking nobody. And Aki came in, and Saka and Lukonga was just a yard or two away,
Mhm.
And I'm like, why aren't you closer? You should be a lot closer than that. And he wasn't even stretching to try and get to there. So that's the way I see it.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's not. For me, we need to get someone in the January transfer window. If we'll put it this way, if Partey does get injured and we have him, I think we're in trouble in that area of the pitch. You know, I really do. Um, if that's the way Arteta wants to play, if he's not thinking about putting Xhaka back there, which we've said before we don't want, or Zinchenko in, and because I don't really want that sort of ship has sailed. The Zinchenko going into midfield if Partey gets injured and Tierney, because I just worry about Tierney a little bit lately. I'm not too sure about him. He's just a bit too inconsistent. But yeah, Lokonga for me, no, I'm going to give him a 5.
How'd you go, come on, didn't
Yeah, token 5, mate. As I say, just wasn't. I don't think he was on long enough to get into the game. So yeah, give Martin a 5.
Very good. Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, Martinelli.
Oh yeah, Martinelli. That's it, Martinelli.
Yeah. No, I just said Martinelli just because like I thought he came on and really did well. I thought he started. He was giving Walker came on and he was giving him torrid times. He was just running like him that he's not there. We talk about Walker was someone with pace, but Martinelli just absolutely was skinned him twice when he came on, and he was a constant danger on that left hand side when he came on. It was an excellent sub. You know, it makes you wonder. You know, maybe he should have come on earlier. I don't know, but then again, you know, we've already said Trossard done well. So, but Martinelli did his thing when he came on, and yeah, I thought he was excellent, especially a couple of times when he got to the byline. Maybe his cross let him down a little bit when he brought it across. It may have been good defending as well, but yeah, yeah, decent substitution performance from him. So I give him a 6.
Yeah, I think he needed that rest because he came on. He was probably more energetic than us in the
He
last
was,
two
weren't
games.
he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mikel Arteta.
Mikel Arteta. Team. Obviously, we've already said that we didn't want Partey to start, and he did. Although I thought Partey played well, I wouldn't have done that. Vieira would have started. Well, yeah, Trossard and Saka. We ain't really got a lot of choice on that right. We know that. So he really is not a lot he could have done. At the back, I would have played Holding. I would have played Tomiyasu, and I would have played Tierney. So wasn't a lot wrong as far as the team goes. And as I say, on a whole, we through the match, I thought we was the better side, and I don't think he'll be disappointed. I don't think the fans will be disappointed about tonight's performance. I think we can just get on with it now. We can concentrate on the league and the Europa League, and yeah, I mean it might turn out to be a blessing in disguise. Who knows? But yeah, one more game less we don't have to play. So and it was a good performance. And as I say, I don't think we deserve to lose. I think the better team lost the game. But Mikel Arteta, yeah, again, not really any complaints. I give him a 7.
7
How do you feel about the what's name kid? How do you feel about the players that came in?
What do you mean? What? That replaced?
Yeah,
What?
Tierney, coming in, Vieira coming in, Lokonga coming in. Did you think they did well?
I don't think Tierney was as bad as what you said. He's a different player to Zinchenko, and when Zinchenko came on, he completely changed the game because of his style of play. Again, Sambi was sloppy at the start. grew into the game a lot more. But I mean, for me, it's. I know we've got to compare him to Partey, but I think it's a little bit unfair because he's not Thomas Partey, and I don't think Thomas Partey was even close to what. Thomas Partey was not anywhere near the player he's now at 21. Yes, and people will say pinpoint other midfielders who are better than Sambi or are playing better than Sambi form-wise that are younger than him or whatever. But it's just a circumstance. And again, people will point to stats on Sambi's and say he's played this number of games, but that's not the case. Last season, yes, he had a fair few runs in the team. Looks like he needed another set of runs in that team, very similar to what he had last season. He hasn't got that. He needs to go out on loan. But if he's going to go out on loan, we need to bring in a player because it looks like El Nenny's potentially out for the rest of the season. Can't really afford to let another midfielder go if that's the case. But how do you bring in a central midfielder if it's not the player necessarily that you wanted in that position? If you're going for a player in the summer in Declan Rice, you don't really want to jeopardise that position now and bring in someone that's not of the calibre of Declan Rice. And there's not anyone out there, I think, that's of the calibre of Declan Rice that you can get in January that anyone's willing to sell. Because, why would you? Why would you sell one of your best players in January?
Yeah, I think it's a good point. It's a good point you make about like comparison, and it's unfair to like, oh, where's he gone? Yeah, for people out there, I mean, it is very unfair. There you go, he's back. Yeah, no, I was just saying, mate, it is unfair to compare him to Thomas Partey. But I think where I'm looking at it now is I feel we've got to get someone in January. You know that obviously Mikel Arteta is they're working on getting someone in January, and I don't absolutely lambast Sambi Lokonga, but in the best way I can put it without lambasting it is a Man City or a Liverpool in their pomp going for titles, they wouldn't have a Sambi Lokonga as their backup.
No, but Liverpool.
So you can't. He can't be ours. He can't be our backup. Can't.
Yeah, and I get that, but Liverpool didn't. Liverpool in their pomp, like Arsenal aren't in their pomp. Arsenal aren't at their peak. To say Arsenal are at their peak, I would say you'd have to say they go through this season, go through next season. Well, Liverpool had 4 seasons, and then won a champion, 3 seasons, then won a Champions League, then won a league.
Yeah. Pomp's probably the wrong word, Kears. Pomp's probably the wrong word. Probably the word I'm looking for is a title challenger. Yeah, someone sitting at the top of the league, going for the title and expecting to go for the title of the Champions League next year would not want Sambi Lokonga as their backup.
No,
that's where I'm going.
Arsenal need a lot more throughout the squad. Like I've said many a time, it feels like we've got a full team. We've got like a full team. You need more than a full team. You can't have 14 players, which is including the goalkeeper, as what you would say are as solid as your team. Like you can't. You can't. And then you add Sambi Lokonga, you'll add an El Neni in there, and he does a job for a few games, but you can't rely on him because he's limited in his play, which means you have to adapt with his style for a few games. After a while, you start becoming limited in that midfield. We need about 4 more players to say like from the start of the season we're going for the title. We need a lot more. Look, if we're looking at Moses Caicedo, Declan Rice as a bare minimum, and another winger, which is we nearly tried to bring in Mudryk. So it's clear that we're looking for first team players, like first team competition, not even backup. It's competition for the first team. So it's we need reinforcements. We've known that for a while, and we're just trying to ride off of luck in not getting injuries for the second half of the season.
If we had a fit Smith Rowe, I think it'd be differently because I mean, I don't know if we could play him out on the right. If worst comes to worst at any time, we'll sack or Mane, swap to the left, and then Smith Rowe could go to the right. I can see why Mikel Arteta would maybe looking at that and thinking to himself, well, it's not ideal, but it's okay for now. It's that midfield area, mate, isn't it?
It's the midfield. It's the midfield.
It's the midfield. And we know he's going for Declan Rice and Caicedo. So it's good. We know that he's working on it. We know he's going to get it. So
yeah. I don't know too many people out there that are like Thomas Partey. Like, I don't know anyone like Thomas Partey.
No one.
We've seen the impact that Casemiro has had on Man United. We've seen what he does for the City. Like, this is the calibre of player that we're talking about. We're comparing to, like, Champions League winners, Premier League.
Is Rice on comparison?
Yeah. But I'm just talking about the ones that are talking about this season in terms of form as well. Like, we all know Rice is an excellent player, but form as well. Like, there's not too many. Like you'll add Rice in there. You're talking about players like Verratti. Talking about, again, like, we're talking about, look at the names we're talking about. And then we've got to try and figure out someone who can come in as backup to him as well. To Thomas Partey. Yeah, that's why that's why your level's got to be up here. Your level's got to be international starters.
As you say, mate, you've got Partey there, and you've got Lokonga there. You need a backup who's at least there.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't get someone like that, the same, which is very, very difficult, you have to get someone a lot higher standard of the Congo as to come in if Partey does go down.
Yeah. Hello, how's everyone doing? And Owen, nice to see you. Sky Sports reported that Caicedo has told the fans he wants to leave. I think he said that earlier. I wouldn't. Him saying he wants to leave, like he said, he pushed for a move to a big club, didn't he? Chelsea and Arsenal are both in for him. Chelsea had the initial bid rejected, or verbal bid rejected. Arsenal had an official bid rejected, and Brighton want 80 million. That is ludicrous to me.
And Arsenal are thinking about going in for another bid. They're doing it over.
80 million is that's ridiculous money. Silly money.
For a 21-year-old, he's only 21, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, but people, I mean, Man United and Chelsea have got something to answer for, haven't they? Playing these inflated prices, like 20 million for Anthony, 120 for Sancho. I mean, every Man United fan will tell you, no matter how staunch they are, how much they love Man United, that Anthony and Sancho have been absolute tosh since they come to the club. And then you've got Chelsea going and get Mudryk, who's at the end of the day looks quality, but still, at the end of the day, he's played in the Ukrainian league, done
like 15 games. 9 caps for Ukraine is costing 80 up to 100 million. Yeah, Caicedo cost 5 million euros. 5 million euros 2 seasons ago. Like, there's this madness that they're talking about 80 million. And I know they don't want to sell the player, but it's silly. It's silly. I personally, I don't think they should pay it. I
don't think they will, mate. I don't think they won't go that high.
It's silly. It's silly money.
I was listening. I had to reply to a comment which I should do these days now because of certain reasons. But there was a guy from the Athletic, Andy Naylor, who sort of slagged off Arsenal. He was the Brighton correspondent, and he said that in so many words, how dare Arsenal go in and just paid £60 million for Caicedo? I mean, it's just an insult. And
how much £60 million an insult?
Why is it such a that was the words, stupidly low offer? So I had to go in there, and I was quite respectful, and I said, Andy, so you're telling me £60 million payment up front in the hand
money
on the table, right? is a stupid offer and a question
That's
mark.
nonsense.
And he was answering back every single comment that people, and he never answered back, mate.
Yeah, no.
And I just thought, well, that just took out your ass, mate.
Yeah, no, he's talking rubbish. Absolute rubbish. 60 million is a fair offer. It's a fair offer to say, though.
And straight 60 million as well.
Yeah.
Not no add-ons or pay you later.
Yeah, no, it's
ridiculous.
It is. It's getting silly. It's getting silly again. I thought we got to a stage where transfer fees were going to be a bit more leveled out. Pandemic has made no difference. People have come back and have lost the plot again. He's valued at 38 million euros on the transfermarket.com. So a 60 million pound bid is more than fair enough. We're talking about 75 million pounds there. That's ridiculous. Whether we're going again, who knows? We will see. Make sure you're following Steve and the Transfer Exchange for the latest news on Arsenal and any other club as well. Thank you for joining us tonight, Steve.
Yep, cheers, mate. Pleasure.
Thank you for joining us, everyone, in the comment section. Owen, Limitless, Simon, Garth, thank you very much. Make sure you press that like and subscribe, people, if you are new to the show. If you were watching on Twitter, come over to KS1TV next time. Do not be shy. Jump in the comment section. Everyone's friendly. Smash that like, smash the share button, smash the copy button. Peace out, people. Stay safe and wash your hands.